Regarding the Anglophone crisis that is currently going on in Cameroon, many people are still wondering why the government of President Paul Biya does not want to sit and dialogue with the Ambazonia. Today on TFA Talking Point, we are going to give some reason that we researched and came out with that the government is afraid of, that they don't want to dialogue with the Ambazonia. The fear is not that Southern Cameroon will cut and go away. No, that is not the main reason. I'm going to give, we have talked about it in many of our videos. So remember to subscribe to our channel and also share this video. The first one TFA Talking Point came out with is that the government is afraid of defeat. That if they sit on the table, the Ambazonia will defeat them. The second one that the bishops of the Catholic Church came out with is pride, where they say the government should humble itself and sit with the Ambazonia and dialogue. The third point is where another person dropped at the comment section in one of our videos, is saying that what the government is afraid to face the truth about the crisis in Southern Cameroon. And then another one that somebody also dropped is that what the government, all top government officials, those benefiting from the system, are also benefiting from the crisis in Southern Cameroon. These are some of it. There are many of them why the government does not want to dialogue with the Ambazonia. And we all know, even the international community, even the government of President Paul Biya, the military, are aware that this crisis will end on the table. But why is it that they don't want to end it on the table now? Because of all these reasons that we listed. We presented a video talking about the government. Is it that the government is afraid of defeat? That maybe the Ambazonians are having evidence that they can present on the table if they sit for a dialogue, because the Ambazonians are fully ready for dialogue. Wherever they talk about dialogue, like it was in Switzerland, the Ambazonians, they were prepared. In Canada, they were prepared to sit with the government, but the government keep running away. In all these indications, if two people are fighting and one is struggling, running away, meaning the other one is more than that person. And that is where TFA Talking Point came up and said maybe the government is afraid of defeat. And then I hold on to it, that the government is afraid of the defeat on the table. That is what they don't want to dialogue with. And then the bishops of the Catholic Church came up with that the government should humble itself and dialogue with. And then when they talk about humble, meaning there is pride in it. Because you can only humble, they can only ask you to humble yourself when you have pride in you. So government is having pride. They don't want to make it in the way that people will say, okay, Amazonia defeated you. That is why you came out to dialogue with. No, keep pride away. Yeah, if you sit today to talk with Amazonia, that is the mature way of doing things. Fighting in which you know that it can never end. There is no way you could ever kill all Amazonia fighters. Now, till 100 years, you cannot kill them. All. That is the fact. That is the truth. Then what is it that you don't want to dialogue with? Is pride. You just want to show your strength. If for 8 years today you cannot show that strength, at the beginning you were saying that it would take 2 days, 3 weeks, 1 week to defeat the Ambazonia. But I say, I am not in support of the Ambazonia, but you cannot take even 10 years to defeat the Ambazonia. And then when I saw the strength of the Amazonia, I say you cannot. Even 100 years, you cannot defeat the Amazonia. So the only thing keeping the government from pushing them away from dialogue is pride. And then somebody said the government is afraid of to face the truth. And then I also support that particular point. That is why I'm bringing it up. Because there is a truth. There is something hidden somewhere concerning this crisis in Southern Cameroon. Because to me, TFA Talking Point keep asking this particular question. Why is it that British Southern Cameroon was asked to achieve independence by joining? Because Nigeria got independence on 1st October 1960. And then they skipped British Cameroon in between. And then granted independence to French Cameroon 1st January 1960. And then this land was remaining in the middle all alone. And when it comes to their own term to have their own independence, to achieve their own independence, the United Nations asked them to join Nigeria or to join Cameroon. And they forced them and separated them into two. Those are hidden truths, that question that need to be answered. And the government of Cameroon might also be afraid of this truth. And then the last part of it, where somebody says that the government officials, top-ranking military, politicians, elites, traditional rulers, those benefiting from the system, are also benefiting from the crisis in Southern Cameroon, are also supported at that point because they are benefiting. There are many people today that are in government, that are in position where they are today because of the Anglophone crisis. If the Anglophone, there was no Anglophone crisis, they wouldn't have been anywhere. And they are benefiting from. The military are benefiting from. They are creating, they don't want it to end because the allowances that they are having because of this crisis is too much. So they are holding on to. The government also are embezzling. They are also using the Anglophone crisis to deceive Cameroonians, to deceive the international community, to receive aid from other nations and keep it into their pocket. You know, they're already holding Cameroon like this. The way Southern Cameroonians were coming up, it was to expose the government of President Paul Biya. So they are just covering and turning the Anglophone crisis like this so that age will catch them and they will be leaving power to their grave, so that they will not face the judgment here on earth. But I say God will give you people long life to face the judgment and the revenge of the things that you people have done to Cameroonians here on earth before facing the judgment on the last day. You cannot escape. You know just one person can escape because we hold on to, okay, we do not want to fight. We want to go back to the 1961 constitution. That is where I stand. That is why I am talking about federation. But the government still refuses. That is better for millions of Cameroonians to die down for them to discuss about the form of government. This is wickedness. And millions of Cameroonians are being pushed below poverty lines. Cameroonians are living in misery today because of this crisis, but the government refused to dialogue. Everybody, even President Paul Biya, kept on calling other nations to sit and dialogue in order to end their crisis, but refused to do it in his own land. Cameroon is amongst the first 10 top countries facing extreme level of conflict. Many these 10 countries need United Nations intervention because there is serious conflict going on if they rank them at the top. But what is the solution? Negotiation. But what is happening that the government is running away from? We listed some. If you have some, drop at the comment section. That is the only thing that we are holding on to. And we will keep on calling the government of President Paul Biya to sit with the Ambazonia. We who are for federation, we want to stay a little bit quiet for now so that the Ambazonia and the government will end the killing in Southern Cameroon on the table. When they will end it on the table, then we can discuss the kind of form of government. If Ambazonia will succeed to separate, then I will become an Ambazonia by then because I am from Southern Cameroon, naturally. But if they don't go on separation and then they discuss and end the crisis and say, okay, everybody should come and talk about the form of government, that is where they will come now